Section C. Directions. In this section, you will hear 3 passages. At the end of each passage, you will hear 3 or 4 questions. Both the passage and the questions will be spoken only once. After you hear a question, you must choose the best answer from the 4 choices marked A, B, C and D. Then mark the corresponding letter on answer sheet 1 with a single line through the centre.
Passage 1. Have you ever felt like you would do just about anything to satisfy your hunger? A new study in mice may help to explain why hunger can feel like such a powerful motivating force. In the study, researchers found that hunger outweighed other physical drives including fear, thirst, and social needs. To determine which feeling won out, the researchers did a series of experiments. In one experiment, the mice were both hungry and thirsty. When given the choice of either eating food or drinking water, the mice went for the food, the researchers found. However, when the mice were well fed but thirsty, they opted to drink, according to the study. In the second experiment, meant to pit the mice's hunger against their fear, hungry mice were placed in a cage that had certain fox-scented areas and other places that smelled safer. In other words, not like an animal that could eat them, but also had food. It turned out that, when the mice were hungry, they ventured into the unsafe areas for food, but when the mice were well fed, they stayed in areas of the cage that were considered safe. Hunger also outweighed the mice's social needs, the researchers found. Mice are usually social animals and prefer to be in the company of other mice, according to the study. When the mice were hungry, they opted to leave the company of other mice to go get food.
Questions 16 to 18 are based on the passage you have just heard. Question 16. What is the researcher's purpose in carrying out the series of experiments with mice? Question 17. In what circumstances do mice venture into unsafe areas? Question 18. What is said about mice at the end of the passage? Passage 2. The United States has one of the best highway systems in the world. Interstate highways connect just about every large and mid-sized city in the country. Did you ever wonder why such a complete system of excellent roads exists? For an answer, you would have to go back to the early 1920s. In those years, just after World War I, the military wanted to build an American highway system for national defense. Such a system could, if necessary, move troops quickly from one area to another. It could also get people out of cities in danger of being bombed. So-called roads of national importance were designated, but they were mostly small country roads. In 1944, Congress passed a bill to upgrade the system, but did not fund the plan right away. In the 1950s, the plan began to become a reality. Over $25 billion was appropriated by Congress, and construction began on about 40,000 miles of new roads. The idea was to connect the new system to existing expressways and freeways, and, though the system was built mostly to make car travel easier, defence was not forgotten. For instance, highway overpasses had to be high enough to allow trailers carrying military missiles to pass under them. By 1974, the system was mostly completed. A few additional roads would come later. Quick and easy travel between all parts of the country was now possible.
Questions 19 to 21 are based on the passage you have just heard. Question 19. What does the speaker say about the American highway system? Question 20. What was the original purpose of building a highway system? Question 21. When was the interstate highway system mostly completed? Passage 3. Texting while driving was listed as a major cause of road deaths among young Americans back in 2013. A recent study said that 40% of American teens claimed to have been in a car when the driver used a cell phone in a way that put people in danger. This sounds like a widespread disease, but it's one that technology may now help to cure. T.J. Everts, a 20-year-old inventor, has come up with a novel solution that could easily put texting drivers on notice. It's called Smart Wheel, and it's designed to fit over the steering wheel of most standard vehicles to track whether or not the driver has two hands on the wheel at all times. Everts' invention warns the drivers with a light and a sound when they hold the wheel with one hand only, but as soon as they place the other hand back on the wheel, the light turns back to green and the sound stops. It also watches for what's called close-by hands, where both hands are close together near the top of the wheel, so the driver can type with both thumbs and drive at the same time. All the data Smart Wheel collects is also sent to a connected app, so any parents who install Smart Wheel can keep track of the teens' driving habits. If they try to remove or damage the cover, that's reported as well.
Questions 22 to 25 are based on the passage you have just heard. Question 22. What is a major cause of road deaths among young Americans? Question 23. What is Smart Wheel? Question 24. What happens if the driver has one hand on the wheel? Question 25. How do parents keep track of their teens' driving habits?
This is the end of listening comprehension.